Hello and welcome to English News Bulletin of Hallabol. This is Rashmi here with you. Before moving into the details, let us have a look at the day's headlines. Rahul Gandhi took a dig on the Modi-led government in the centre, said that India continues to suffer from Modi-made disasters. Punjab Assembly rejected the 3 farm bills of the centre and passed its own amendment bills, removing Punjab from the ambit of central laws. Ahead of upcoming Durga Puja, all Tripura Government Doctors Association urged the people of the state to strictly follow COVID guidelines. All India Government Doctors Association demanded immediate recruitment of doctors, nurses, medical staff at least in ad hoc basis. Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb paid tribute to the bravehearts on Police Commemoration Day. Briefing session was held for police and TSR forces regarding nature of duties at Umakant field premises. Now moving on to the details of the news. Tripura remembers martyrs on Police Commemoration Day. Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb paid tribute to the bravehearts. Along with the entire nation, Tripura too observed the Police Commemoration Day on Wednesday, remembering all the police personnel martyred in the line of duty. The day 21st October is reminiscent of the sacrifices of 10 CRPF bravehearts who scripted a saga of valor and sacrifices in the snow-laden, inaccessible and inhospitable terrain of hot springs in Ladakh back in 1959. On the occasion of Police Commemoration Day, Tripura Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb paid homage to all police personnel who laid down their lives for the people. He said, "Today we remember the bravehearts who sacrificed their lives while protecting the motherland. India is a great country and I hope that their sacrifices won't go in vain. Tripura government will always stand by the family of the bravehearts."
আমরা 21শে অক্টোবর পুরো ভারতবর্ষে শহীদ স্মৃতি পুলিশ স্মৃতি দিবস হিসাবে আমরা পালন করি। অন ডিউটি সমস্ত পুলিশ কর্মী যারা ডিউটি করার সময় দেশের জন্য বলিদান হয়েছেন তাদের স্মরণ করা হয় এবং তাদের পরিজনের সঙ্গে মেলামেশা এবং সম্মান করা। এটা প্রত্যেকবারের মতো এবারও এখানে অনুষ্ঠিত হয়েছে। আমি আশা করি যারাই অন ডিউটিতে দেশমাতার সেবায় নিজের প্রাণকে বিসর্জন দিয়েছেন তাদের সে বলিদান ব্যর্থ যাবে না। ভারতভূমি শ্রেষ্ঠ ভূমি। ভারতবর্ষের যে শক্তি সামর্থ্য সেটাকে আরও বেশি সুদৃঢ় করবে এই শহীদদের রক্ত। আর তার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে সমস্ত শহীদ পরিবারের প্রতি আমার বিনম্র শ্রদ্ধা এবং তাদের পরিবারের সাথে সবই সময় ত্রিপুরা সরকার সহানুভূতির সঙ্গে যে সমস্ত সুযোগ সুবিধা পেতে পারেন তাতে।
It was on this day in 1959 when a patrol party comprising 20 personnel of the CRPF and Intelligence Bureau had gone to search for a missing reconnaissance party and was ambushed by the Chinese PLA. The patrol party was commanded by Karam Singh, DCIO. Even as the Chinese army personnel were in large numbers and heavily armed, the Indian security forces put up a valiant fight against them. At least 10 CRPF men were martyred as they defended their motherland. Their gallant action in fight against the heavily armed People's Liberation Army at a height of 16,000 feet in sub-zero conditions exhibited raw courage and sheer commitment. The sacrifices of the CRPF personnel during the battle made the hot springs a sacred place of pilgrimage for policemen from all over the country. October 21st was then declared Police Commemoration Day to be observed by all police formations to commemorate loyalty and supreme sacrifice of police personnel for their motherland. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi took a dig on the Modi-led government in the centre, said that India continues to suffer from Modi-made disasters. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Wednesday attacked the BJP-led government at the centre and said that India continues to suffer from Modi-made disasters. His comments came in the backdrop of a recent news report highlighting starvation in the country. Talking about the stories of starvation deaths, the Congress leader said that such incidents, particularly of children, are heartbreaking. He further asked how the government can allow this when the godowns are overflowing with excess food. Over a post on Twitter, Rahul Gandhi wrote, India continues to suffer from Modi-made disasters. The stories of starvation deaths, especially of children, are heartbreaking. How can government of India allow this when the godowns are overflowing with excess food? Bureau Report, Hallabol. The Punjab Assembly rejected the 3 farm bills of the centre and passed its own amendment bills, removing Punjab from the ambit of the central laws. A special session of the Punjab Assembly on October 20 rejected the centre's 3 farm laws and passed its own amendment bills, removing Punjab from the ambit of the central laws. After over a month of protest by the farmers against the 3 farm laws enacted by the central government, a special session of the Punjab Assembly on Tuesday not only rejected the laws by a unanimous resolution but also passed 3 farm amendment bills removing Punjab from the ambit of the central laws. In each of the 3 bills, the Punjab government has claimed that the application of central laws to the state is being changed to restore the agricultural safeguards of the farmers through the regulatory framework of the Punjab Agricultural Produce Markets Act 1961 to secure and protect the interest and livelihood of the farmers and farm labourers and also the others engaged in agriculture and related activities. The 3 bills mention the agricultural census 2015-16 to underline that 86.2% of farmers in the state are small and marginal, with the majority owning less than 2 acres of land. Consequently, they have limited access to multiple markets and lack the negotiation power needed to operate in a private market. All the 3 bills underscore the importance of farmers getting a level playing field in the form of a fair price guarantee. The bills also point out that agriculture, agricultural markets and land is the primary legislative domain of the state. Also, the bill seeks to address the fears of the state's farmers about being forced to sell their produce at a less than minimum support price MSP with an amendment whereby sale of wheat and paddy shall be valid only if the seller pays a price equal to or greater than MSP announced by the central government. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Ahead of the upcoming Durga Puja, all Tripura Government Doctors Association urged the people of the state to strictly follow the COVID guidelines to contain the increase in positive cases. Tripura government likely to impose strict restrictions during 5 days of Durga Puja celebrations in the state in order to contain the spread of COVID-19 cases. According to sources, a decision is yet to be taken. Curfew or lockdown after sunset are some of the measures that government may take. In past 1 week, all major towns, including the capital city, witnessed huge crowds for puja shopping that has added to the worries of the administration. Government of Tripura Chief Secretary has put some specific restrictions for organizing committee of Durga Puja and also directed compliance of safety measures for organizers, priests and pandal hoppers. All Tripura Government Doctors Association ATGDA has warned a fresh spurt in COVID-19 cases after the Durga Puja unless people control massive gathering and follow the guidelines. Addressing a press meet on Wednesday, ATGDA General Secretary Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary said,
এই বছর আমরা একটু ভিন্ন আবহে এই করোনা মহামারীর দুর্যোগকালে শারদ উৎসব পালন করছি। তাই আজকে আমাদের এখানে আসার উদ্দেশ্য এই শারদ উৎসবে আনন্দ করার পাশাপাশি কিভাবে আমরা করোনা মহামারীর ভয়াবহতাকে ঠেকিয়ে রাখতে পারবো তার জন্য পুজো উদ্যোক্তাদের এবং পুণ্যার্থীদের রাজ্যবাসী কি কি সতর্কতা নিয়ে চলা উচিত সে ব্যাপারে আমরা চিকিৎসক হিসাবে কিছু বার্তা দিতে চাই। সে উদ্দেশ্যে আপনাদের সামনে আসা। আপনারা সবাই জানেন যে বাকি সমস্ত বিশ্বের মতো আমাদের ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যেও করোনা মহামারীতে সার্বিকভাবে বিপর্যস্ত। ইতিমধ্যে আমাদের রাজ্যে প্রায় ৩২৭ জন করোনা রোগীর মৃত্যু হয়েছে। প্রায় ২০০-র অধিক ডাক্তার, সিস্টার এবং অন্যান্য স্বাস্থ্যকর্মী পজিটিভ হয়েছে আমাদের রাজ্যে, আরও হচ্ছে, এবং প্রচুর মানুষ পজিটিভ হয়ে হোম আইসোলেশনে আছে। হাসপাতালে রোগীর সংখ্যা একটু কমেছে, কারণ বেশি সংখ্যক মানুষ আজকাল হোম আইসোলেশনে যাচ্ছে। তো এই অবস্থায় আমাদের দুর্গোৎসব পালন করার সাথে সাথে খুব সতর্কতার সাথে এবং সাবধানতার সাথে পালন করতে হবে, সেই বার্তাটা দিতে চাই। এবং এই করোনা মহামারীকালে আমাদের সারা রাজ্যে আমাদের এটিজিডির যারা সদস্য রয়েছে তার সাথে সাথে সিস্টার, অন্যান্য স্বাস্থ্যকর্মী, আপনার সাংবাদিক বন্ধুরা এবং পুলিশ প্রশাসন তাদের অক্লান্ত পরিশ্রম করে এই করোনা মহামারীকে ঠেকিয়ে রাখতে সাহায্য করছে। আমরা আইপিএফটির পক্ষ থেকে তাদেরকে আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ জ্ঞাপন করতে চাই। আপনারা সবাই জানেন যে সারা দেশের সাথে আমাদের রাজ্যেও করোনা লকডাউন শিথিল হয়েছে। তো শিথিল হওয়া মানে এই নয় যে আমাদের করোনা ভাইরাসের প্রকোপ কমে গেছে।
He mentioned that about 200 doctors, nurses and other healthcare workers have been infected by the virus in the first phase. The death count has steadily passed 300 mark. He added that after Vishwakarma Puja, the situation has turned critical. Also cited the example of Kerala, where after Onam, cases rised up alarmingly. The ATGDA doctors indicated that carefree conduct of festivals will definitely contribute to the rise in COVID-19 cases. They further added that as the health services of Tripura has limited infrastructure and less manpower, it will be an uphill task to control the situation if something odd emerges here after Puja. The doctors mentioned that the festive mood of Durga Puja may remain dull this year and the enjoyment may fail to match the level of other years, but people of the state and Puja organizers must abide each and every restriction word by word to avert the anticipated crisis. Bureau Report, Hallabol. All India Government Doctors Association demanded immediate recruitment of doctors, nurses, medical staffs at least in ad hoc basis as the health department is reeling with severe crisis. At a press conference organized by the All India Government Doctors Association, the doctors of the state at first called out for public support to fight COVID-19 and urged them to follow COVID guidelines to contain the spread of coronavirus. Explaining the situation that the doctors of the state are facing, ATGDA General Secretary Dr. Rajesh Chaudhary said the state is facing crisis of doctors from the days prior to the outbreak of COVID-19. After the outbreak of COVID-19 and spurt in positive cases, it has been very difficult to provide proper services to the people. If COVID patients were given proper lookout, the other patients admitted with different other diseases were left back from proper treatment. This is only because of shortage of doctors. He added, along with the common people while serving them till now, around 200 doctors and healthcare workers got infected and are on isolation or quarantine. ATGDA mentioned that from long time we have tried to approach the government regarding crisis of doctors and healthcare staffs, following which at few departments they have recruited 25 doctors but on contractual basis. But those doctors have been taken on contractual basis, leave their duties after 1 or 2 days, either due to family pressure or due to fear of COVID-19.
আমাদের রাজ্যে চিকিৎসকের সংকট এমনিতে আগে থেকেই ছিল, করোনা মহামারীর আগেই। তার মধ্যে যখন করোনা মহামারী শুরু হয়েছে তখন একই সংখ্যক চিকিৎসক এবং নার্স এবং অন্যান্য স্বাস্থ্যকর্মী দিয়ে করোনা রোগীদের যে কোভিড সেন্টারগুলি চালানো হচ্ছে, পাশাপাশি অন্যান্য পরিষেবা চালানো হচ্ছে। তাতে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে কোনো একটা পরিষেবা বিঘ্নিত হচ্ছে, হয় সাধারণ রোগীদের পরিষেবা, নয় কোভিড পরিষেবা। তার মধ্যে আবার প্রায় 2 শতাধিক স্বাস্থ্যকর্মী পজিটিভ হয়ে মূল পরিষেবা থেকে তারা দূরে সরে আছে, আইসোলেশনের অথবা কোয়ারেন্টাইনে। এই বছর তীব্র একটা চিকিৎসক সংকট আমাদের রাজ্যে আমরা পরিলক্ষিত করছি। আমরা কয়েকবার রাজ্য সরকারের কাছে লিখিত ডেপুটেশন দিচ্ছি সংগঠনের পক্ষ থেকে। সরকার সে পরিপ্রেক্ষিতে চিন্তা করছে এবং কিছু ডাক্তারকে কন্ট্রাকচুয়াল ডিসিশন নেওয়া হয়েছে 25 জন করে। কিন্তু আমরা দেখেছি যাদেরই কন্ট্রাকচুয়াল নেওয়া হচ্ছে তারা একবার ডিউটি করে আর দ্বিতীয়বার জয়েন করছে না। সরকার যে ভাবছে যে তারা অনেক লোক নিয়োগ করছে, কিন্তু বাস্তবে তারা অনেকেই ছেড়ে যাচ্ছে, কারণ তাদের পরিবারের একটা চাপ থাকছে যে সামান্য টাকার জন্য নিজেকে পজিটিভ করার প্রয়োজন নেই, এই একটা ভাব অনেকেই করছে না। যতক্ষণ পর্যন্ত পার্মানেন্টলি না নেওয়া হয় আমার মনে হয় না এই প্রবলেমের কোনো সলিউশন হবে। আমাদের যে যথেষ্ট বেকার ডাক্তার রয়েছে, টিপিসির মাধ্যমে যদি ইন্টারভিউ কল করা হয় সেটা অনেক সময় সাপেক্ষ ব্যাপার। অন্তত অ্যাডহক বেসিসে খুব দ্রুত 300 কমসে কম 300 ডাক্তার অতি সত্ত্বর নিয়োগ প্রয়োজন, সাথে সিস্টেম বা অন্যান্য স্বাস্থ্যকর্মীদের নিয়োগ খুব দ্রুত প্রয়োজন। তাহলে বিভিন্ন গ্রামে গঞ্জে পরিষেবাগুলি খুব সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হচ্ছে।
The ATGDA General Secretary Dr. Jiten Chaudhary said government may have the perception that they are recruiting doctors and healthcare staffs, but they are unaware of the actual scenario. The All India Government Doctors Association members requested the government of Tripura to recruit doctors and healthcare staffs at the earliest. As via TPSC it will take much longer time to recruit, the association demanded ad hoc basis recruitment urgently. Bureau Report, Hallabol. On the issue of Durga Puja, briefing session was held for police and TSR forces regarding nature of duties at Umakanta field premises. The pandemic hit Durga Puja this year has forced the corps to rethink on allocating resources during Durga Puja. From the day of Panchami, that is Wednesday, police personnel and TSR forces will be deployed across the city. Police pickets will be put in place near Durga Puja pandals across the city, besides police assistant booths. The state police have put stringent security measures in place to maintain peace in Tripura, especially to combat the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. Security has been beefed up across the state and strict measures will be taken to enforce COVID-19 guidelines, especially social distancing protocols and wearing masks. To discuss the whereabouts of duties and rules, a meeting was held at the Umakanta field premises centering the Durga Puja. On this issue, Superintendent of Police West Tripura Manik Das said, before deployment of forces today, a briefing session was held in the morning. Interaction was held with the staffs about the nature of duty. Along with all senior officers of all units of police department and staffs of all sections, the briefing session was held.
যে দুর্গা উৎসব উপলক্ষে যে পুলিশ অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট আজকে থেকেই ফোর্স রিপোর্ট করার কথা, এবং প্রথম পর্যায়ে আমাদের একটা ব্রিফিং সেশন থাকে। তো সেখানে আমরা স্টাফদের সঙ্গে ইন্টারাকশন করেছি, ওদেরকে ব্রিফিং দিয়েছি কী ধরনের আমাদের নেচার অফ ডিউটি হবে। তো আজকে আমাদের সব ফোর্স এবং পুলিশের বিভিন্ন ইউনিট থেকে অফিসার্স এবং আদার্স র্যাঙ্কের ওনারা রিক্রুট করেছেন এবং ওদেরকে আজকে আমরা ব্রিফিং যে সেশনটা হয় এটা করে দিই।
স্যার, এই পুজোতে কি বিএসএফ বা ত্রিপুরা পুলিশ টিএসআর এইসব ধরনের?
সিআরপিএফ আমাদের সঙ্গে ল অ্যান্ড অর্ডার ডিউটি করবে, ইন্টারনাল সিকিউরিটি যেটাকে বলে। আর আমরা বিএসএফ এর সঙ্গে কোলাবোরেশন করে বর্ডার এরিয়াতে আমরা করছি। অলরেডি বিএসএফকে আমাদের পক্ষ থেকে রিকোয়েস্ট করা হয়েছে এবং আমরা ইন কম্বিনেশন উইথ বিএসএফ বর্ডার এরিয়াতে টাইট সিকিউরিটি অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট করছি।
Combining with the border security force, BSF have been alerted to augment itself along the borders and to maintain tight security arrangements. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Light, Sound Operator and Helper Welfare Association Agartala Tripura along with all Tripura PA System Association staged protest in front of the Ravindra Bhavan, urged the government to lift restrictions upon users of sound system. COVID-19 outbreak has imposed severe threats to human life, not only physically but economically. It has led to severe distress. As many as lakhs of youth in the country lost their jobs due to pandemic, while the construction and farm sector workers account for the majority. The employment prospects are severely challenged due to the pandemic. Job disruptions, reduced earnings and working hours, job losses, shutdown of various organizations due to lockdown have contributed to the current crisis. After Government of India lifted the lockdown, stepping into the new normal, opening of businesses, shops, shopping malls, markets, vehicle movement and other major sectors came in step by step. In Tripura too, unlock measures came with several restrictions. Wednesday, Light, Sound Operator and Helper Welfare Association Tripura along with all Tripura PA System Association staged protest in front of the Ravindra Bhavan. Talking to the media, the members of the association said, after lifting up of the lockdown by the government has given permission to open markets, shopping malls, etc. Trains, buses and other vehicles are also running. Everything has been opened while following the guidelines. But the government has yet not allowed sound system operators to do their business, as if sound system implementation will increase COVID-19, claimed the member of the association. The member said it's our request to the government to allow sound system to be functional so that the club authorities can avail them during the Durga Puja.
কিছুদিন যাবত দেখছি তো সবকিছু খুলে যাচ্ছে, খোলার পরে শপিং মল খুলছে, ট্রেন চলছে, বাস চলছে, গাড়ি চলছে, রাস্তাঘাটে সব দোকানপাট সব খোলা আছে, কিন্তু আমাদের সাউন্ড সিস্টেমকে নিয়ে সমস্যা হচ্ছে। সাউন্ড সিস্টেম হলেই মনে হচ্ছে যে কোভিডটা বেড়ে যাবে, করোনাটা বেড়ে যাবে। তো সেই কারণে আমরা এখানে দাঁড়িয়েছি যে আমাদেরকে একটা সুযোগ দেওয়া হোক, আমাদের সাউন্ড সিস্টেম পিএ সিস্টেম যাতে চলে, সাংস্কৃতিক প্রোগ্রাম যাতে করতে পারে ক্লাব কর্তৃপক্ষরা সবাই মিলে। তো আমরা দুইটা এই অবস্থার মধ্যে আমরা দাঁড়িয়েছি। সেই অবস্থার মধ্যে আমরা আজকে দাঁড়িয়েছি, আমাদের ডিএম থেকে শুরু করে সবাইকে আমরা কাগজ দিয়েছি, কিন্তু কোনো রেসপন্স পাইনি এখনো। এগুলো মূল বিষয়টা আর কি।
The members added, it's our only way of income. In the time of festival, everyone is doing their business, but we are not allowed to. They further mentioned that regarding this issue, they tried to contact the district magistrate and other authorities, but no results came in. The members declared to go for massive movement in future if any fruitful decision doesn't comes out within the days of Lakshmi Puja. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Railway Board approves conversion of Silchar-Agartala passenger train to express trains. This festival special trains will run between Silchar and Sialdah and Agartala and Sialdah only for the convenience of the people during the festive season. Turn of affairs, the Railway Board has approved the conversion of 20 passenger trains from the Northeast Frontier Railway region to express trains, two of which are Silchar-Guwahati passenger and Silchar-Agartala passenger. For the convenience of the passengers during the upcoming festive season, the Eastern Railways is going to run a fully reserved festival special train or Kanchenjunga Express between Silchar and Sialdah and Agartala and Sialdah stations. According to the released schedule, 01375 Sialdah Silchar Festival Special will leave Sialdah at 6:35 am on Monday, Wednesday and Saturday between October 24, 2020 and November 30, 2020, that is 17 trips. The train will arrive in Silchar at 4:55 pm on the next day, and the 01376 Silchar Sialdah Festival Special will leave Silchar at 10:45 am on every Monday, Wednesday and Friday between October 26, 2020 and December 2, 2020 to reach Sialdah at 7:25 pm on the next day. The train will take a halt at Bodurpur, New Haflong and Lamding stations of the hill section. Apart from other stations will contain a total of 19 coaches. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Utsarga Social Welfare Organization distributed clothes among the poor children ahead of Durga Puja at the Agartala Press Club on Wednesday. Any occasion or celebration brings with it immense joy and happiness, and when it comes to Durga Puja, the greatest festival of Bengalis, the joy becomes multiplied. However, there are many in our society who due to poverty are unable to experience the festivities. Keeping this in mind, Utsarga Social Welfare Organization had dedicated themselves in distribution of clothes among the poor and needy people on the day of Panchami. At the Agartala Press Club, the members of Utsarga Welfare Organization distributed clothes among the deprived section of the society. Apart from organizing Pujo free shopping center for the people, Utsarga Social Welfare Organization has dedicated themselves to provide free education facilities to the poor children of Tripura. The children who are not having parents or those whose parents lack education and also cannot afford a tuition for their children can avail free coaching from the martyrs Shiksha Kendra established at 3 districts of Tripura by Utsarga Social Welfare Organization. Apart from studies, the children are also provided with free books, copies, pen, tiffin, dress, etc. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Former MP Jiten Chaudhary seeks clarification from the IPFT leaders on the issue of visit to Delhi following the demand of Tripura land. A delegation of 5 IPFT leaders led by Tribal Welfare Minister Mebar Kumar Jamatia left for Delhi on 14th of October 2020 with 4 major demands. That is, the 125th Constitution Amendment Bill 2018, inclusion of Kokborok language under the 8th schedule of the Constitution, rehabilitation of the Bru refugees and prime demand of separate Tripura land. All these issues comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs headed by Amit Shah. While leaving for Delhi, Minister Mebar Kumar Jamatia said the press that they will meet the senior ministers of cabinet, especially the Home Minister. But the delegation of 5 IPFT leaders called on to Dr. Jitendra Singh, who is not a cabinet minister but in charge of donor. Also, he has no link with the Home Affairs of India. The delegation also met Jay Panda, former MP, who has been defected from Biju Dal of Odisha and doesn't have any experience related to the above issues. On this misleading issue, senior CPM leader, former MP and Ganamukti Parishad President Jiten Chaudhary raised a bunch of questions. The prime question that arises after this meeting is what was the necessity or result meeting the persons who do not have any link with the Ministry of Home Affairs. Also, IPFT being the ruling BJP's ally, why couldn't they arrange a meeting with the Union Home Minister? Question also arises that demand of Tripura land was raised by IPFT party prior 2018 elections. But after joining hands with BJP in a coalition government, IPFT kept quiet on this Tripura land demand for 2.5 years after coming into power. But now as the ADC elections are knocking at the door, they have started raising the issue once again, went for strike and many more. The hollow claims of IPFT's Delhi mission and sudden interests after 2.5 years on the demand of Tripura land has developed a lot of confusion among the opposition political parties and the common people of the state. Bureau Report, Hallabol. Here we are going to connect with our former MP, senior CPM leader Jiten Chaudhary over a telephonic conversation and to try to know about his views regarding the delegation of IPFT leaders who visited Delhi few days back. Hello?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Good evening, sir. Welcome to Hallabol.
Yeah, please.
Sir, as we came to know from a social media Facebook post of yours where you sought clarification about few things from the IPFT leaders regarding their visit to Delhi with few demands. Sir, can you please enlighten us with your thoughts and views regarding your post?
Actually, I learned from the press conference of Mr. Mebar Kumar Jamatia, the General Secretary of IPFT and also Tribal Welfare Minister. Recently, under his leadership, a delegation of the IPFT comprising of all MLAs and the one minister himself, that is all elected members. They went to Delhi to meet Amit Shah, the Home Minister of the country, to press some of their demands. The demands are that to passage the 125th Constitution Amendment Bill, which is in connection with the empowerment of the TRDC. Then number 2, the inclusion of Korporok under the 8th schedule of the Constitution. Then number 3, the smooth rehabilitation of the Bro refugees who are displaced from the Mizoram. And 4th, the Tripura land, their demand to bifurcate the state. And there are, I think, another 1 or 2 demands. But mostly, the major demands are these. And all these demands comes under the purview of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And while they were proceeding for the Delhi, and they made the press, and here also they stated that they will meet Prime Minister of India and Home Minister of India. But after their return from Delhi, according to his statement, press conference, I have learned that they could meet only the Dr. Jiten Singh. Jitendra Singh is no way related with the Home Affairs. He is a Minister of State. There is a half minister, not a full-fledged minister, and not in charge of the Home Department, and not related to any of these issues, any one of these issues. Then number 2, more what to say, that is humiliating to me, that while the Home Minister and Prime Minister didn't give them any time, give them any interview, they met J. Panda. Who is J. Panda? J. Panda is a defected MLA from Biju Janata Dal, an ex-MP. And this delegation led by one cabinet minister and all other members are elected members, they are MLAs. So I wrote in my post, this is not the issue of the IPFT alone. Yes, yeah, the demand on the question of the demand, there are some debate. There we have some issues, but there a delegation of the elected members from Tripura, they went to Delhi with proper information, prior information to the office of the Home Minister, and they didn't give a single minute.
Could not arrange
and they have returned from there. So this is a kind of a humiliation, kind of the insult to the state, and how the BJP treat their allies, treat the tribals in our country, not only in the state of Tripura. So it depicts all these developments, it depicts like this. So that I have put in my post, that this should not be seen a game between the IPFT and BJP. There should be seen that how the BJP, they treat with the other people, they treat with the tribals, they treat with the Tripura, and how that is kind of a sitting with the people of Tripura, because all these demands except the Tripura land, all are the assurance of the BJP government during last assembly elections, and now they are not ready to meet their own elite. So how insulting, how shocking, but very unfortunately, these IPFT people, they don't understand this thing. They don't understand the dignity of the democracy. They don't understand how their height has been lowered, how the height of the Tripura people has been lowered. So this is the short state of affairs.
Sir, as you are well aware that prior 2018 assembly elections, IPFT that time also raised the demand for Tripura land. But after forming a coalition government with the ruling BJP party now, for 2.5 years they remained silent over this issue.
No, you see, during the last 2018 election, what IPFT told. IPFT told there has been the agreement between the BJP and IPFT. Though that agreement has never been, publicized, made public. But they publicly, in public meeting, the IPFT leaders time and again they told that there has been agreement between the BJP and IPFT with regard to the bifurcation of the state, Tripura land. So where is that agreement?
Sir, I would like to mention here that after forming the coalition government and coming into power, for 2.5 years, IPFT didn't utter a single word about Tripura land. But as the ADC elections are knocking at the door, now they are again talking about Tripura land.
This
What do you have
is,
to say about that, sir?
this is the actually the true face of the IPFT and BJP. It has been revealed that these people, they never speak the truth. IPFT's total political doctrine, political character, political past, political history is cheating the people, bluffing the people. And again, so during the last assembly election, they told that our only demand is Tripura land. So why today then you are pursuing for the amendment of the ADC empowerment if it is Tripura land? Though we know Tripura will never happen. And they are the same, the BJP. They are the other side of the same coin. And while IPFT was stating like that, there has been agreement between the BJP and IPFT. The BJP has never opposed it. BJP kept silent. That means that yes, there was the agreement, but where is today? So since another election is knocking, this ADC election, so it is an opportunist stand of these two anti-people party, both BJP and IPFT.
So then do you want to say that the visit to Delhi with a few demands was just a show off by the IPFT?
It is a show off. It is to bluff the people of this Tripura that we are doing something, but totally it is another another that is a bluff game of BJP, IPFT. What the IPFT in their different name, different shape, while they were associated with the different political party, they do, and same thing it is being repeated again. Actually, the people of Tripura, they know them. These people are totally a cheater party, and that once again ought to cheat the people of the state.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you on behalf of Hallabol for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Well, that's all for the English desk at this moment. For more news and updates, keep watching Hallabol.